each one of you all in 3 minutes for your opening statements. You have up to 3 minutes to share. During the questions, we do have questions already written out that several of the citizens of this community have put together, business owners have put together. I've even added to this group of questions as well. We have, like we said earlier, we have opportunity in the back to share your own questions. So those are the questions, and you'll each have 2 minutes to answer those questions. Please don't go over. I don't want to have to step in, and I'm not opposed to throwing something at you if I need to, right? But I'll step up. We're going to share a microphone, so I'll step up. Give you about 10 or 15 seconds before you need to start wrapping it up, and we're done. Timer's going to be on my phone. Everybody will hear that alarm go off. So this is all up front. Everybody gets the exact same amount of time. Everybody gets the exact same questions. If you're named or whatever and you have to rebuttal something, we'll give you a 30-second opportunity to do that. Hopefully we don't have to do any of that. Afterwards, we'll have closing statements, 2 minutes each for closing statements. Let's see here. As far as respect and professionalism, we're not going to interrupt each other. We're going to have respectful language. We're not going to personally attack anybody, insult anybody. No inflammatory remarks. This debate should focus on the policies, the issues, and your platform where you stand as candidates. Sound good? Everybody shake your head? You're good? All right, we're communicating. As far as the audience is concerned, please silence your phones. We don't want anybody's phones going off. My phone will go off the entire time. It's on airplane mode. That's not a text message. That's the timer. So please silence that. We really don't want to have any disruptions or anything like that. We want to be silent during the responses too. We don't want to cheer for whoever we like, and we don't want to boo or say anything that we don't. We're not going to tolerate that stuff. That's not for here, that's not for now. We're not going to do that. We're not going to put up with that. The questions, as far as the questions in the back and our questions, all align to this. They're fair and neutral questions. They're not loaded. They're not leading questions. They're relevant to all candidates. And so all of you all will have an opportunity, equal, fair chance to answer these questions, and please be fact-based, obviously. And I think that's it. I think that's all we have. And so without further ado, let's have 3 minutes each to tell us who you are and kind of introduce yourself. So we'll start over here with Jesse. And as you see, I'm starting my timer right now. You got 3 minutes.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. I really appreciate that. So my name is Jesse Powell. I've lived in Millersville for a little over 3 years now, but my wife is from the Portland area. Recently, I retired from the military, and when I did, we decided to move back home to be closer to our family. And my in-laws live in Cottontown. But before, I've been stationed at Fort Campbell for about 8 years. And during that time, I lived in Clarksville, but also spent a lot of time in White House. So I'm familiar with the area. We spent a lot of time around here. And during our time here, we have absolutely loved this city. We love the people here. The people here are absolutely great. We've had the best neighbors. Everything about the city in terms of convenience and getting where we need to go, close to our church, close to family, close to anything we need to do. It's been great. We love the small town atmosphere that Millersville has, and we'd like to try and preserve that. At the same time, as we got involved in the community, we started to go to city meetings. There were a lot of issues that we saw that kept coming about over and over and over again. And so we decided to get involved. We decided to start attending more city meetings and start to make our voices heard. We're also both involved with the Millersville Library. My wife is president of the Friends of the Library Friends. That helps support all their programming financially and get them donations and help them run those things. At the same time, we've both been heavily involved in helping out with the blessing boxes here as well within the city. So we help spearhead donations in our church, and we were able to actually get enough food to keep those blessing boxes within the city stocked for the rest of the year, which is actually a pretty difficult thing to do, if you guys are aware. I'm sure you've seen it online from Sumner County blessing boxes. Turnover is insane with those things. We have a lot of needy people in this town, a lot of people that need a lot of basic things. And I think that this city can help them get those things. And it's gonna take the great people of this city working together to do things like that. And I also think that I am uniquely qualified to help with this. So not only did I spend 14 years in the Army helping organize and plan operations and different planning things, I also spent a lot of time at the Pentagon. I worked directly for Secretary Mark Esper, who became the Secretary of Defense under President Trump. So I was on his personal staff, and I helped prep him for all kinds of engagements, all kinds of legislative engagements and policy proposals that he had to help support the Army.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Lynn Smith. Excuse me. I'm pretty good with one-on-one dialogue, but this monologue situation kind of freaks me out a little bit, so bear with me. I'm 63 years old. I was formerly employed at the Hallmark Channel as a senior director of editorial for about 22 years. I led a staff of 14 editors and colorists. So I've had some experience managing people. I moved back here 3 years ago. My wife and I decided to come back to be closer to family. I grew up here. I attended Millersville Elementary, White House High School. I moved to California in '91 when I was 30, and I spent a total of 30 years there. While I was there, I bought a condo, and I went to a few HOA meetings, and I realized what a dire situation the HOA was in. And I decided to run for president. I was elected, and within the span of 3 years, I totally turned the HOA around. We had no reserves. We were basically living paycheck to paycheck, so to speak, because we just didn't have any money to keep the place up. And this was not a small complex. It was about a $25 million complex. So I was able to right the ship, so to speak, and I was elected HOA president for the next 14 years. And after 14 years, I was like, you know, it's time to hand this off and give it to somebody else. Because all I was just proposed were problems. Solve this problem, solve that problem. Okay, how do I solve that problem? And I had to work with the community, with the residents, and come to resolutions and ways to solve them. Also in that time span at the HOA, I minimally raised the HOAs. And so I was able to build the reserves and take care of all building issues by minimally raising the HOA fees. I think it started out as $170 a month, and when I left, they were $280. So that's over, 15, 20 years. So I feel like that's an accomplishment of mine. But as far as being from here, my family has deep roots here. My ancestors moved here in 1914 from DeKalb County. They were farmers. Anyway, I'll continue that later.
I'll finish the thought for him.
Okay.
His parents founded the city. I'm Dustin Darnell. I'm very grateful for Scott, Deborah, and Carla. I appreciate the effort to put this on, and I appreciate